Hello children, today we are going to learn social science history lesson number 5, the culture of Vedic period. Let me go to the introduction of the lesson. The Vedas are introduced in this lesson. The difference between the social, economical, political and religious systems of the pre-Vedic and post-Vedic periods are explained here. Now here you can see the competencies from the lesson. You have to know the names of the 4 Vedas. I think in smaller classes also you have learned it. You also have to identify the changes that took place in pre-Vedic and post-Vedic periods. You also have to know the political institutions of the Vedic period and understand the message of the Vedas. You also have to name the 2 great epics. As you already know, the 2 great epics are Ramayana and Mahabharata, written by Valmiki and Vyasya. Let's read and enjoy the lesson. With the arrival of the Aryan race, which was originally from Central Asia, a new culture emerged in India. This is called the Vedic culture of the plains of river Saraswati and later in the plains of river Ganga. The period in which the Vedic literature was formed is called the Vedic period. So here you must know that this Vedic culture started on the plains of river Saraswati and later it extended to the plains of river Ganga. The people who arrived were from the Aryan race, originally from Central Asia. The period in which the Vedic literature was formed is called the Vedic period. Let me continue. The word Veda means knowledge. What is it? Veda means knowledge. There are 4 Vedas, namely the Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, Samavada Veda, Arthavana Veda. Among these 4 Vedas, Rig Veda is the most ancient one. These Vedas were in Sanskrit and were in the oral form for thousands of years. The river Saraswati is frequently mentioned in Rig Veda. So here you must know the meaning of Veda, which means knowledge. There are 4 Vedas, that is Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda and Arthavana Veda. Among these 4, Rig Veda, which was in Sanskrit, is the most ancient one and it was in the oral form. And river Saraswati is mentioned in the Rig Veda most frequently. The Gagra Akra river, which disappeared in the Thar desert of Rajasthan, is believed to be the ancient river Saraswati. It is also believed that the Helmand River of Afghanistan is the ancient Saraswati river. The 4 Vedas and the related literature were formed during the period of the Aryans. The Vedic literature is the only source to understand the history of Vedic period. So how you can understand the Vedic period is by the Vedic literature. That is the only source. And these 4 Vedas, they are related to the period of the Aryans. And the ancient river Saraswati is said to have been taken from Gagar Accra, and also it is believed that Helmand River of Afghanistan is the ancient Saraswati River. The period for Rig Veda is called Pre-Vedic period, and the period of the other Vedas is called Post-Vedic period. So beginning the Aryan period is called as Rig Veda, and it is also called as Pre-Vedic period, and the period after Rig Veda, that is the other Vedas, is called the Post-Vedic period. Let us go to the Pre-Vedic period and see to the social life, the position of women, economic life, political life, and religious life of the pre-Vedic period. Let me tell you about the social life. Family was the basic unit in pre-Vedic period. Father was the head of the family. Joint family system was in practice in the pre-Vedic period. The prisoners of war called dasas and dasyas were treated like slaves. The Aryans knew the liquor soma and sura. So in the social life you have to know that family is the basic unit of this pre-Vedic period. Father is the head of the family, and usually they have joint family system practiced, and also the prisoners of war were called by the name dasas and dasyas, and they were treated like slaves at that time. And the Aryans, they knew the liquors, that is the drinks, soma and sura. Now let me go to the position of women in the pre-Vedic period. Women held a respectable position in society. They even participated in political institutions. Widow remarriage was in practice. Women also studied Vedas, Gosha, Appala, Lopamudra, Indrani, Vishwavara, etc. were the scholars of the Vedic period. Child marriages and sati system were not in practice during this period. Here you must know the women were respected, they were given position in the society, they also participated in political institutions, and widow remarriage was in practice. They studied the Vedas, among them Gosha, Appala, Lopamudra, Indrani, Vishwavara, etc. were the scholars of the Vedic period. Even child marriage and sati system were not practiced during this period. Let me go to the economic life of pre-Vedic period of the Vedas. Rearing animals and agriculture was the basic occupation of the Aryans. They grew a variety of cereals. They used barley, rice, fish and meat as their food. They knew the use of iron and other metals. Weavers of cotton and woolen, carpenters and blacksmiths, as well as potters existed. Agriculture, medicine, and priesthood were the major occupations. People were allowed to choose a profession of their choice. Cows were considered as wealth, and very often battles took place to gain them. So here the occupations of the Aryans were rearing of animals and agriculture was their basic occupation. They grew varieties of cereals such as barley, wheat, rice, fish and meat as their food. They also made use of iron and other metals. During their time, potters, carpenters, blacksmiths, and weavers existed. Agriculture, medicine, and priesthood were the major occupations. They could choose any profession of their choice, and cow was considered as wealth, and very often battle took place to gain them. Let us go to the political life of the Aryans during the pre-Vedic period. The chief of the Aryans people was called Rajan. He was not a dictator and his kingship was not hereditary. The political institutions, Sabha, Samiti, and Vidathas, played a major role in administration. The king was also a judge and gave verdicts after discussing with the elders of the court. Fighting in the battles, protecting the lives of people, safeguarding the wealth and the welfare of people, as well as ensuring the safety of cows, were the duties of the king. Here, the political life of the Aryan people to tell you is the chief of the Aryans was called Rajan. He was not a dictator. Dictator is one who people have to listen whatever he tells, and that is the final. And his kingship was not hereditary. So, if he doesn't have uh, sons, that will be taken up by someone else. So, the kingship here was not compulsory, hereditary. The political institutions which played a major role in administration were the Sabha, the Samiti, and the Vidathas. The king was the judge and he gave verdicts after discussion with the elders of the court. The duties of the king was fighting the battles, protecting the lives of people, safeguarding the wealth and the welfare of the people, as and as well as ensuring the safety of the cows. These were the duties of the king. Let us go to the religious life of the Aryans. Aryans worshipped gods like Indra, Surya, Soma, Varuna, Mitra, Yama, Ashwini, etc. So here you can see all these are the gods which the Aryans worshipped. They worshipped gods through rituals of yagnas. There is only one truth people pursue indifferently. Let the noble thoughts come from all the corners of the world. These were the messages of the Vedas. So here they worshipped rituals as yagnas. They said that only one truth, people pursued it differently, and let the noble thoughts come from all the corners of the world. This was the message of the Vedas. Now we are going to the post-Vedic period. As centuries passed, the population grew in the area of Sapta Sindhu. There were changes in the lifestyle of the people. The people of Vedic period migrated to the plains of Ganga, Yamuna, and some of them were crossed the mountain ranges of Vindhyas and migrated towards the south. Here we come to know that the population from the post-Vedic age, from the pre-Vedic age to post-Vedic age, as we know centuries passed, population grew in the area of Sapta Sindhu, and their lifestyle also changed a lot. The people of Vedic period, they migrated to the plains of Ganga, Yamuna, and some of them even crossed the Vindhya mountains and migrated towards the south. Let us go to the political changes in post-Vedic period. During the post-Vedic period, the king became more powerful. The position of Vedatha was completely dismissed. Even Sabha and Samiti lost their importance. The scope of the king was widened and the kingship became hereditary. The king performed rituals like Ashwamedha Yagna and Rajasuya Yagna to expand his kingdom. So here we come to know during the post-Vedic period, the political changes that took place where the king became more powerful. The position of Vidatha was completely dismissed. Even the Sabhas and Samiti lost its importance. The king widened his scope and kingship became the hereditary. King performed rituals like Ashwa, Ashwamedha Yagna and Rajasurya Yagna. These yagnas were performed, or the rituals were performed by the king to expand his kingdom. Let us go to the social changes in the post-Vedic period. Here, Kotra system started during this post-Vedic period. A four ashrama system of brahmacharya, gruhastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa started during the period. The position of the woman was lowered. Women were deprived of education and even kept away from the political institutions. The Varna system came into existence, which was inclusive of four Varnas, namely Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Child marriages and sati system started during this period. Polygamy started among aristocratic people, including the king. So social changes, you can see there was Gotra system during the post-Vedic period. A four ashrama system, that is Brahmachari, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi, was started during this post-Vedic period. The women in this post-Vedic period were deprived of education and kept themselves away from political institutions. Varna system came into existence during the post-Vedic period, including, inclusive of four Varnas, namely Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Here, child marriages and sati system started during this post-Vedic period. Polygamy also was included among the aristocratic people, and also it included the king. Here you can see the picture of Brahmacharya, one who does not marry, Vanasprata, Grihastha, and Sannyasa. Let us go to the post-Vedic religious life. Religious ceremonies became complex and complicated. The yagnas and the yagas were done frequently, offering milk, ghee, and cereals to the fire during these yagnas led to the shortage of food. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva were considered as major gods. Along with them, goddesses Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, and also Ganesha, Skanda, and other family deities got importance. So, here the religious ceremonies in the post Vedic period were complex and complicated. Yagas and yagnas they started frequently, offering milk during the yagnas, ghee and cereal to the fire brought shortage to the food in their Vedic period. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and also Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, and Ganesha, Skanda, and other family deities got importance. Now, here, children, you must know the two great epics. The names of the two great epics are Ramayana and Mahabharata. Valmiki Ramayana and Vyasa Bhambharata are the two popular epics among the Indians. These two epics have guided the people, life, and art of Indian life. Here you can see some new words: Sati system and offering. Sati system means to enter into the fire along with the dead body of the husband. So, if a husband dies, when they burn the dead body of the husband, even the wife has to enter into the fire along with the husband. Offering milk, ghee, cereals, etc., put into the fire during the ceremony of yagna. So, as we know, they would do the yagna and yagas ceremonies. At that time, they would offer milk, ghee, cereals, and this was put into the fire during the ceremony. Thank you, children. Thank you for watching. Please show some love, like it, share it, subscribe it, press the bell icon.